Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Yes, happy True Children's Day. It's the 66th True Children's Day, right? So from what I understand, the number 6, is that better? Number 6 is the number symbolizing overcoming a difficulty. So that's interesting, right? We're at number 66. Better? 66. Okay, thanks. Anyway, yes, happy Children's Day. We know very well from our True Parents teaching, we can't celebrate True Children's Day unless there are true parents. And vice versa, there can't be true parents without true children. The children are what makes the parents, and the parents are what makes the children. It's reciprocal, right? So happy True Children's Day. It is a significant, that's a kind of a difficult word to say, the time of history that we're living in is, in many ways, causes us to deeply reflect where we're at as individuals, as a movement, as a church, as a family, and our relationship with Heavenly Parent, with our true parents, with each other, with our families. So this morning I chose, yes, let your light shine. And because what caused me to think about that was Pastor Radebe, not pastor, Prophet Radebe. He's not a Christian, in case anybody is wondering that. Prophet Radebe is an African spiritualist from the African spirituality movement. And many of you probably heard his message when he came to Korea, when he heard about our True Mother situation. And his message was, light a fire. That's what he said, light a fire. And he said, if we don't light a fire, and I felt when he spoke, he brought a level of spirit world that was far greater than even all the morning devotions that I listened to. And, with respect to Reverend Igig Sung, that Prophet Radebe brought this spirit that was, I felt, from heaven above, totally. And he said, if you don't take care of True Mother, if you don't take care of her, we'll take her. We will take her to Africa because we know who she is. And he didn't say it in a threatening way, but he said it in a prophetic way. And what he said was that God himself, our Heavenly Parent, sends prophets and saints, but when fallen man doesn't fulfill their responsibility, God has no choice but to take that prophet away, take that messenger away. So let our light shine, which is a challenge. What's my shine? Where can I shine? I have a dear friend, you met her last year, many of you, Pastor Glenda Phillips. She came last year. We had an event here with her. So I have many conversations with her, and she speaks about mother's situation, and I always say, well, I'm hoping they'll soon let her out. And she says, stop saying that. You shouldn't say you hope. You have to absolutely believe that Mother Han will be released. She says, what are you going to do about it? It's in God's hands. Okay, that causes conflict within my heart because I do feel I can do something. I should be able to do something. I can't just believe and expect miracles to fall down from heaven based on my belief. I have to be able to understand what my responsibility, what each one of us has a responsibility. So I'm remembering from Dr. Yong, who was with us a few years ago in his morning devotions. And I remember so many things from what he would teach us. And one of them was that when offering Jungsung, we offer Jungsung until we reach the temperature of 100 or 212, the boiling point. And then when we reach that level of boiling point, that 100-degree temperature, then the cup is full and God can work. So in reflection of what Pastor Glenda is telling me, when are we going to reach that 100-degree boiling point? Brothers and our True Mother, Holy Mother Han, has been detained now for 63 days, I believe. Anyway, over 2 months. And that initial shock was, to know that she'd been detained. I was like, I'm sure it threw many of us into a deep state of, what is going on? How could this ever happen? But anyway, our attitude when offering junk sung, our attitude, it's not just that we go through the motions. It's not just that we make the conditions, bowing, fasting, praying, whatever. It's our internal attitude. So I was reflecting on, okay, my attitude. What is my attitude when I'm making conditions of junk sung? So in reflection, I thought of Jesus Christ. And man, I was going to make it without crying, Jack. The Beatitudes. Because when Jesus, this must be from somewhere. He brought the disciples to the mountainside, right? And all the followers to the mountainside. And Jesus was teaching not what to do, but how to be. Sorry. So, in connection with this, I've been reading this recent book, thanks to Gail and Tim. And True Mother speaks a lot about Jesus in this book. And there's a lot of other things that I would like to, talk about. But this one paragraph, you might think that it would have required less effort for God, who's all-knowing, all-powerful, and can choose how to act, to abandon fallen Adam and Eve and make a fresh start. Yet God is a being who does not fail. God has expressed special love for human beings, and that love comes with responsibility. The people around Jesus were unable to create a protective environment for Jesus. Could God save humanity by just having Jesus, whom God sent as the only begotten Son, based on a long period of 4,000 years, die, at the age of 33, unable to live to 100? Wow. Okay, that causes me to think. It's not just about how long Jesus would have been able to live. He died at 33 because there was not an environment for him to be accepted by those people that were meant to protect him and love him and support him. That's why Jesus Christ died at the age of 33 on the cross. If it was meant that Jesus stay alive to 100, that would have saved humanity. If that would have been the condition to save humanity, but it wasn't. The condition to save humanity was that the people that were prepared by heaven to accept him would have loved him and supported him, and of course that he would be able to be a parent, that he would have had a family. So when he's speaking on the Mount and teaching the Beatitudes to his believers, he's close to 33. I mean, he's between 30 and 33. He's in his public life. From what we understand now, and I am, again, so deeply grateful for how True Mother is educating us about Jesus Christ. I believe, I don't think I've seen this written, but it makes common sense to me. He already knew, because he had been telling his mother, I need to have a wife. I need to have a family. My mission is to have a family. But repeatedly through different sermons that Mother's telling us is that she disregarded that. She was totally like out to lunch. She was consumed with her personal life and with her, her family. And she didn't even recognize Jesus. She didn't even recognize who he was. So when he kept telling her, I need to have a wife, that was her main responsibility. And this goes into a lot of also reflection that I have, and I'm up here and I might as well say what I think, right? In the exposition of divine principle, in chapter 4, the mission of the Messiah, the burden lays on John the Baptist. And that message of the failure of John the Baptist, key and central to why Jesus was not able to fulfill his mission. I believe Mother's telling us something very different. John was a kid, same age or a little tiny bit older than Jesus Christ. He emulated his parents and his family. And it was the mission of the mother, Mary. She was the one who was supposed to make the foundation, first and foremost, for her son and for him to be received. So that's something that I deeply reflect on. And, this age of women and the mother and all this, there's a huge responsibility for the mother to fulfill our responsibility. It's not about being recognized or having a plaque. It's about fulfilling responsibility. Anyway, so getting back to the Sermon on the Mount and what Jesus was teaching, he already knew, I believe at that time, that he was not going to have a wife. He was not going to have a family. I believe he probably had a very strong, that he could probably see that. He could probably, because he was 30, at that time in history, especially a young man, 30 years old, he'd been telling his mother, I need to have a wife. And according to what we understand from True Mother, it was Mary's primary responsibility to either give birth to the only begotten daughter, or within that same family, the only begotten daughter would have been born into. She wasn't even born. That's how I understand what Mother's teaching us. So, and that primary responsibility was on Mary. So Jesus at 30 years old, knew that pretty much he wasn't going to be able to do what he had wanted to do for his entire life, and why he knew he had been prepared as the Son of God to fulfill his mission and responsibility. So when he's teaching the Sermon on the Mount, when he's teaching the Beatitudes, and I thought I had my PowerPoint working, but I guess I forgot it. So if you don't mind, I'm going to read from the Bible. It's in Matthew 5. Now, when Jesus saw the crowds, he went up to the mountainside and sat down. His disciples came to him, and he began to teach them. So this is, what he's teaching when he already knows pretty much he's coming to a dead end almost, He says, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. That first one really, blessed, what does that mean? Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. So I did some research on that. Basically, it means not to rely on external merit or benefits or wealth, not to rely on external wealth and benefits. So even if you have a lot of money, that's not a bad thing, but it's how you act, how you treat your money and what you do with your money. And for those people who don't have financial or external benefit, they are given the situation to be grateful for even that. So blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. That's what the kingdom of heaven is all about. It's not about how much money or cars or all this other stuff. It's the internal attitude. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Well, when you mourn, you're in a state of grief. You're not content. But if you're grieving, God will console you. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Meek are I think another word or synonym would be humble, or, not somebody who wants to gain personal recognition. They will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. So for the righteous, those people who are willing to risk their life. So any modern day prophet or past prophet or saint or sage or person recognized in history is seeking for righteousness, and whatever happens to them, at the cost of their life, they're going to stand up for what is right and true and good. So blessed are the righteous. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. In reflection, what is our true mother? What's her main message to us in this time when she's in the detention center? She's saying, don't pray for me. Her heart is for the salvation of 8 million people in this physical world. She is totally, people go there and they give testimony. Mother, how are you? And she'll change the topic and she'll say, that's what Prophet Redebe said. Mother changes and says, well, is your family okay? She's 100% in line with heaven's heart for the salvation of humanity. And this is what's reflected in the words of Jesus Christ. When he knows that he is, I believe, that he knows that his destiny is not going to be accomplished, he's teaching his followers, you gotta be righteous, you've gotta be pure, you've gotta be humble, you gotta, it's not about him, it's about saving humanity. It's not about, and I don't mean this, it's not about true mother, her heart is, it's not about her, it's about saving humanity. So what is that condition that is required, that level of Junsung? When are we going to reach that 100 degrees? When heaven allows the doors to be opened of the detention center. We don't know. Hopefully it's very soon. But then when I even say hopefully, Glenda will scold me, Pastor Glenda will scold me, and she'll say, it's not up to you, it's up to God. It's up to Heavenly Parent when that condition is enough. But then what do we, this is the internal conflict. Am I righteous? Am I pure in heart? Am I humble? Am I meek? Do I truly seek righteousness? Do I truly have a fire inside of me? It's reflecting causes. So then Jesus goes on to say, blessed are you people. Blessed are you when people insult you, when they persecute you and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven. For in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you. True Father told us the exact same thing. He always would say, don't think about me and stand up for righteousness, because the more persecution you get, the better it is, in a certain sense, if you can take it. You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It's no longer good for anything except to be thrown and trampled underfoot. Have I lost my saltiness? I ask myself, I don't want to. I want to be able to become stronger, more clear, more on fire. We need each other, I believe. That's an important point. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on a stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. So Jesus' message was very profound, trying to reach the hearts of those people who are following him. Again, in reflection, Dr. Young used to tell us that the miracles that Jesus performed, they were, amazed by that. They followed him because they could see he was a great man for almost selfish reasons. And when it came to the testing time, would they stand up and truly protect Jesus? There was absolutely not even one person, except for the thief on the right in the final moment. So we are living, I believe, in a time parallel to this. Just one testimony I heard from the morning devotions in Korea was one brother received from True Father. Are you as serious about True Mother's situation now as you were when I was in Danbury? So he's asking, this is a highly significant time period that we're living in. But until, I believe, our true mother is recognized on a certain level of public recognition, and there are already many, many reasons for that to happen. She is the oldest person held in detainment ever before at this time, 82 years old. I mean, people are talking about there's some kind of Nelson Mandela policy, international policy, because Nelson Mandela was imprisoned at a very old age and unrighteously, and people could finally recognize, look at this old man, what are you doing, keeping him behind bars? But there doesn't seem to be that, at least yet. At least we don't know. I mean, I hear that things are happening behind the scenes, but we certainly hope. And not just that Mother be released. Of course, that's what we want, but we want a change in our own hearts, in the hearts of humanity, in the hearts of the world, of the people that are able to understand who Holy Mother Han is. So anyway, I got through it. Thank you for listening, and yeah, I think that's it. So if you'll join me in prayer. Thank you. Our precious Heavenly Parents and our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, really and truly, as Gail previously prayed, we are so deeply grateful for all things in our life, for the great things, for the small things, for the difficult things, for the challenging things in our life. Heavenly Parent, we want to be as close to you and close to our Holy Mother Han in heart as possible, and really and truly pray, not just for her quick release, of course that is primary and fundamental, but that we truly have a change of understanding deep in our hearts who we are, what our responsibility is to you, to each other as husbands and wives, as parents to our children, and within our community. We pray, Heavenly Parents, please, in gratitude for all things, I report this prayer as Ann Nilsson, gratefully attending Holy Mother Han, Aju.